Welcome to Brewers Anonymous Monthly. This is our online video recap of our monthly members meeting. This video is going to cover the December 2024 meeting that we had on Friday, December 6th at Ivanhoe Park Lager House. I am Matt, the current vice president of the club, and on the board along with Mike, Trevor, Kenny, and Max. All right, to kick things off, we have our usual motto, strength through unity, unity through Zymergy. And we'd like to thank our supporters, Ivanhoe Park Lager House, Home State Brewing Company, Broken Strings Brewing, Tactical Brewing Company, the American Homebrewers Association, and Communicate 360. This meeting concluded this year's Interclub Challenges. It was wood-aged beer for the month of December. I didn't have the exact count. I think we had about a half dozen wood beers entered for this competition, maybe a couple more. I think it was at least that many. And in the end, the winners for this final Interclub competition were third place, Eric Rodriguez, second place, John Sather, and first place, Graciani Miranda. So congratulations to all three of you, and thank you for entering. And we will reveal the next lineup for the lineup for next year's Interclub Championships, I believe, in the next meeting and next presentation. So since last meeting, the first thing we kind of want to remind everybody is this is the time to renew memberships now in the first month of the year, I should say. So if you need to renew your membership for the upcoming 2025 year and season, here is the QR code, or you can just go to brewersanonymous.org and click on the Become a Member link on the top of the menu page. I did mention this last recording. We did attend Tom and Dan's Bad at Business Beer Fest. It was a busy day for us. As that middle image, you can see, that was taken by our member, Dan Morrison. He literally climbed a tree to take a picture of the line that was crossing the street, the sidewalk, and into the parking lot. And that's what it looked like for several hours, not minutes, but hours. And just a couple other pictures worth noting here. There's always a crowd. The only time we did not have a crowd is when we were done setting up, and that's our lower right-hand picture. And if you don't know the gentleman in the upper right-hand picture, that's Chris Holland, one of the owners of Tactical Brewing Company and one of the co-founders of Brewers Anonymous. He came over and hung out for a little bit once he was done over at his tent. We had, I think, 12 beers altogether, including 2 limited releases, and we emptied all but 5, and those 5 that remained were not very close, or what should I say? Very close, rather, it's a better way to say it. They were very close to being empty. There wasn't much left in them. I know one of mine, my cold IPA I came home with, there wasn't even 2 pints left in that by the time I emptied it, and the other kegs were just as light. So hugely successful festival appearance. Again, we're going to do probably even more in the upcoming year, because that is really, we talked about last video, we've won the title 2 years in a row. Not that it wouldn't be great to win it 3, but we've repeated our accomplishment. We're kind of moving towards being a festival highlight for a lot of things that are local and branching out around to other areas of Florida. That right now is where the focus seems to be shifting, but you never know. You won't know until everything starts for the season. But this was a really fun festival, and I'm really looking forward to our next one. This is our 2024 recap, in a sense. This is just some fun numbers we put together because they're pretty astonishing when you really think about how many people are actually in our club. We're nowhere near the biggest club, not by like a lot of people. We're a fraction of the biggest clubs in Florida, yet we entered 532 beers into competitions. That doesn't include the nationals. That's what we could just pull out of the local statistics. 166 medals. 19 of those medals were best of shows. We had 2 members win national homebrew competition medals. And with Tom and Dan's Bad at Business Beer Fest, we did 10 festivals through the entire year. And of course, last but not least on this slide, the repeat state championship. So another fantastic year. It was hard to imagine how we were going to top last year, but I think we did. And I just kind of see more as the future goes in different ways. So I'm really excited about 2025. Upcoming events. We did already have our 12 Beers of Christmas exchange that took place the Sunday after the meeting. We all got our 12 beers. We already started with one of them. I think most of the people started one. We're not real, what's the word I'm looking for? We're not real structured on having what beer on what date. There's just 12 beers for Christmas. We did provide an order, and it's up to, of course, the participants if they want to try it or not. But a few of us did try the first beer already off to a good start. So I'm looking forward to the other 11 as well. As far as upcoming competitions go, again, the only thing that we really have on the radar to let people know about is kind of be aware that registration for NHC is typically in March. That's one of those things. Since it's not a circuit competition, it doesn't get widely talked about and discussed on, particularly on our Discord server. So we're kind of just repeating this for anyone that wants to be prepared to make sure that they can enter. I don't know that there's been a real danger of it selling out the past couple of years in the competition, but if it's one of those ones you really want to do, of course, entering it earlier or registering for it earlier is better than waiting and taking that chance. We've got quite a few festival opportunities coming up, and we're not registered for all of these, but we're going to share them for anyone that might be interested to participate or also go and attend. And the first one is the Almost There Homebrew Beer Fest. That's on January 12th, 2025. It runs from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. It's at the St. Petersburg Shuffleboard Club. The information for it is in that QR code right there. This is an all homebrew beer fest, and even if we don't participate, which it's getting a little tight on time at this point, it's almost a month, exactly a month away, basically. And if we miss it, I still am considering going to see it because I want to see what I can learn and what they do and what maybe we can do ourselves sometime in the future. So I think this is one worth checking out, even if we're not going to participate. So I will probably share if I end up going in the Discord server for anyone else that's interested. We are confirmed for Science on Tap. That is January 25th, 2025. VIP starts at noon. It ends at 4 o'clock. It's the Orlando Science Center. They did ask us to do some kind of activity that is in the science realm, but includes beer. And we thought about it quite a bit, and we wanted to do something that was quick, easy, doesn't keep people away from the festival too long. And this is what we're planning. We're going to brew a beer with a single hop and then give a scratch-off card to anyone that wants. You don't have to play this game in order to have the beer, but if you want to, and maybe win a prize, there's probably going to be a little set of stickers or something. Read the information on each hop and kind of take this sensory panel experiment or game, whatever you want to call it, and then scratch off your guess to see if you're right. Figured it was involved enough to present as some kind of activity like they asked, but also quick enough to do so that we're not taking up a lot of people's time. Even people that are coming, let's say at, what was the time? I'm going to do something I usually don't do and backtrack on the slides. Okay, so let's say people came at 1 at general admission, weren't there since noon. They only have 3 hours to enjoy the entire festival. We don't want to take up too much of their time. This should be pretty quick and fun for some people. And if you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. So this is what we're going to do. And I'm not sure much more there's to talk about that. So that is what we're going to bring for our science side of the Science on Tap Festival. We're also confirmed for Cocoa Village Brewers Bash. We did this last year, had a really good time, had another successful showing. This is February 1st, 2025. It starts at 1 p.m., ends at 5. It's at Riverfront Park. And I am almost positive I'll be going to this because I've been to this area where they set it up many, many, many times for other events. And it is almost perfect for if not perfect, for a beer fest. And I want to see this. So I won't be participating in brewing because I'll have just come off of the Science on Tap brewing I did for that. But I am going to attend this unless something else gets in the way schedule-wise. We do need an event lead. We need someone that is going to take lead to make sure all the gear is accounted for, going to be there set up, and who's participating and the beers that are going to be served. So check out the Discord channel on this event to find out who that is, or actually better to volunteer if you're interested in doing it. That should be the thing that we push most. We are registered for Hamlin Craft Beer Festival, despite that saying official registration pending. We are now registered. That is on March 29th, 2025. VIP starts at noon and ends at 5. It's in Winter Garden, very close to Home State Brewing, where we meet. This was probably our biggest showing, our longest lines, and our best feedback we've had at all those 10 festivals we talked about before. As you can see from the pictures, and we've talked about this plenty of times, that we won the tent, or the best tent for the event. We want to defend that title. We have a lot of interest in this. We should have a lot of fun beers again. So this one's going to be exciting. This one's going to be fun. I am taking the lead on this. This was kind of the one I stumbled into last year, and I'm still in communication with the organizer. So I am the lead on this. I will be contacting anyone that has volunteered or offered to bring beers or wants to come and pour. So more on that. That's quite a few months away, but this one's going to be good. The only unfortunate part about that one is that it's the same date as the Hogtown Craft Beer Fest, which we did last year. We have not registered for that yet. It's, as well I said, March 29th, same day. VIP starts at 11:30, ends at 6, and it's the same day. It's going to be tough. If you're interested in doing that while some of us are at Hamlin, let us know. Discord's always the best place to let us know immediately. And along with that, Sanford Pints and Paws, the thing we have done every year for many, many, many years, is the same day. That is also March 29th. VIP starts at 11. It ends at 4 o'clock. We've not registered for this either. So if someone wants to step up and coordinate an appearance at either one of these, let us know, and we'll get you the information to register and support you any way that we can. It would be a pretty epic day if we could do all three, but that's a lot of work, a lot of coordination, and that's like I said, it would be epic. It's kind of a pipe dream. I don't expect us to do that, but if someone really wanted to do one or the other festivals, let us know, and we will help you however we can and try to get other people involved. So other stuff. Speaking of festivals, we did need a festival chair up until I think a day ago of this recording, and Nathan Kramer is taking over his festival chair. Having said that, he will be the one that coordinates the communications with the festivals, the filling out the registration forms. This year, each festival will have a lead, not one person that is there or not there coordinating things. Each festival will have its own lead. In some cases, it may be Nathan. In one case, you just heard it's me. Each festival will have a lead, and you will be responsible for making sure things are coordinated to get the gear and the people together and return said gear. People, and they're kind of up on their own, of course, but that is going to be a big change that we're going to adhere to very strictly this year. We don't want too many hands or too many cooks in the soup, as it were, and we don't want to have things just hanging out there with no support at all. One person will take responsibility for each one, or it's just not going to happen. And along those same lines, we did need a social media chair the night we posted this, but when we posted this, Kevin Mernon has volunteered to step in. So thank you, Kevin. So he was going to take that over. This was one of the hats I was wearing for a while, only to really just revitalize these accounts and get them kind of interactive again and interacting with other people in the beer community. That's been done for the better part of the year now. So now someone else can take over and post at a normal pace that any kind of brew club would post as well. So thank you, Kevin. He's going to take that over. So there we go. That's covered for the next year. The 2025 board elections opened on Thursday the 5th, the day before the meeting, and they closed during the meeting, during the presentation. We made sure everyone in attendance got their chance to vote, and there were 4 unopposed roles. The only thing that was really voted for was for secretary, and we did get the results that night. And here is the 2025 board for Brewers Anonymous. Mike Thompson remains as president. I remain as vice president. Trevor Golden remains as treasurer. JJ Ocampo has accepted the role as secretary, and he's already making some very beneficial changes in Discord alone, and I'm sure everything he contributes is only going to be for the benefit of the club. Ken McCord has taken over the archivist, having formerly had the secretary role. Max has now retired from that role, and I want to take just a moment to thank Max Firth for all the years he did put into that role and help make the hard decisions and the fun decisions for the club over these past few years. So thank you, Max, for that, and thank you, everybody that voted, and looking forward to another successful and even more fun 2025. News on the BJCP training program. We do have a judging exam now on the calendar on the BJCP website for July 19th, 2025. It's being administered by our national judge, David Fetty. There's a 12-seat maximum. Seats are going very quickly. There's already 7 reserved. That's in parentheses and also should be in quotes because it's not fully reserved until you pay the $40 exam fee and pass the online entrance exam. You can't attend if you don't pass the online entrance exam. And speaking of the online entrance exam, all of the online entrance exam material that you need to know for the exam is now posted in the BJCP training program. If you've been under a rock since July, that website is learn.brewersanonymous.org, and there is a class called the BJCP training program. And along with that is now posted a 90-question, 30-minute practice exam. This is the longest and most thorough practice exam available online right now. It's even longer. It's considerably longer. It's not even apples to oranges compared to the actual BJCP practice exam they publish. If you think you're ready, take this exam. I will say, I think this exam's a little easier. It wasn't intended to be. It's just the nature of coming up with your own questions and not copying any of their already copywritten material. So if you take this exam and you don't pass, chances are you're not ready for the real exam because I think this one's slightly easier. Conversely, if you do pass, it's not a guarantee, but you probably are a little closer. Just make sure if you take this practice exam and any of the practice exams, there's even more listed on the program. If you struggle with remembering anything specific and you took some guesses at questions, make sure you review that particular information just so you're better prepared. There's some practical judging experience coming up in the new year. There's always Hot and Humid. We made sure to schedule this after Hot and Humid is going to take place so that you can practice in our own competition. Coconut Cup and Hurricane Blow-Off should be judging before that as well, so there's some more opportunities. We're going to possibly try doing an off-flavor beer school next month. We're not sure yet. We will see. And of course, that information will be shared on Discord, the details, and even if we're going to do it. But again, I'm going to say this one more time. Well, I'm going to say this 1,000 more times. I say one more time in this recording. Do not underestimate this entrance exam. And it is necessary, it is required to take the judging exam. I have talked to a lot of people, and I'm hearing entirely too much of the phrase, I'm a good test taker. It's not necessarily good enough. There's no statement I can make that covers everybody, but for a vast majority, that's not good enough for this exam. It is 20 seconds per question of very difficult questions, and it's also based on traditional methods that you probably aren't doing in your own brewing. So do not, under any circumstance, underestimate that online entrance exam. And finally, the Austin P. Harris Brewer of the Year award standings have been finalized. Congratulations to Bill Carley for winning this year. If you were there, you saw that there was technically a tie going into the very end. Bill managed to tie Mike in the 0 hour by entering at least one beer. Unfortunately, Bill did not place with his wood beer in that competition, so it didn't garner him any extra points. So this is something we had discussed actually months ago, where if in an event of a tie, we're going to go down achievements and award bonus points. And the first achievement was, did you win a national medal? Not a ribbon, a medal. And that's as far as we had to go, because Bill was one of our one of the 2 medal recipients for a national homebrew medal. So he got a bonus point right there. If we needed to go further, the next in line would have been who had more best of shows. And that was Bill as well. So even with 2 additional qualifiers to get him in the top position, it was very easy for Bill to win. So congratulations to Bill. And thank you, everybody, not only for participating in the Interclub challenges, but participating in all of the competitions this year. Obviously, it seems like such a weird thing to say, saying we can't do it without you because it's so obvious. But I'm going to say it. We could not have the year we had overall with everything that we've done, not only in the competitions, but serving at festivals and everything else, without everybody's support and help. And again, I just look forward to having even more fun in 2025. So on that note, I will say thank you. And the next meeting will be Friday, January 17th at Home State Brewing Company. Hope to see you there. And again, watch Discord. We may have an off-flavor beer school. Not entirely sure yet, but that will be the first place that is announced. So that is it for this episode. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you at that next meeting.